Welcome to week 26 of the Luxury Real Estate Market Report for Boca Raton condos and single-family homes. This report was put together in an effort to answer the question that all of you ask me each and every time we talk, which is, how is our luxury market here in Boca Raton? So we aim to answer that question with data. Now, I think it's important to define what is luxury. So I sell a number of homes that are far from what you would imagine when you hear the word luxurious. Many of these homes are original build era and they're going to be torn down. Some of them are quite smelly and not luxurious at all. So what we mean by luxury is the top 10% in terms of price of all the sales in our local marketplace. You'll see just to my right a curve here. The white curve is the COVID-19 virus in the United States. The rest of the data points that are rainbow colored and in teeny tiny font, those are our real estate market metrics. So since COVID pandemic has been a major impact on our marketplace, we have added that to our data set. If you are interested in seeing the entire report, there's a lot of data there. Go on over to pinkpalm.com/reports, pinkpalm.com/reports, and you can see the whole report. The intention of this video is to take all of this data and distill it down, just giving you the high points. And then of course, at the end of this video, I will share with you my perspective on what this might mean for you here in the local luxury market of Boca Raton. All right, let's dive right in. For this week in Boca Raton luxury condos, we had 5 new condominiums hit the market. We had 0 condominiums go into contract. We had 3 condominium listings canceled or withdrawn, and we had 1 closed sale. That brings us net to 123 active listings of condominiums on the market today, and we can contrast that to last week with 121 listings on the market. Pretty stable. This week in single-family luxury homes in Boca Raton, we had 13 new listings come to market. We had 15 luxury homes go into contract. We had 12 listings canceled and we had 5 closed sales. So that brings us this week to 333 properties on market compared to 344 properties last week. Slightly less inventory week over week. And that brings us to the section where we're going to discuss some details of these metrics and drill down just a little bit. In terms of luxury condos, year to date, last year this time, we had 90 new condominium listings come to the market. This year, during that same time frame, we've had 102 new listings, so that is year over year, 103%. In terms of single-family houses, year-to-date last year, we had 340 new listings come to market. This year, same time frame, we've had 360. So year-over-year, new inventory of single-family homes is up 6%. In terms of luxury condos going into contract, which is a very important leading indicator, last year by this time, we had 49 luxury condominiums go into contract. This year, we've only had 34, and that is a decrease in new contracts signed of 31%. By contrast, in single-family homes, last year by this time, we had 170 new contracts, and this year, we have had 187, and that is an increase year over year of 10% of new contracts signed. By this time last year, we had 29 canceled, expired, withdrawn condominium listings off of the market. And by contrast, this year we've had 50 canceled listings. That is an increase of 72%, and that's significant. More about this later. Meanwhile, in terms of single-family homes, our canceled and expired withdrawn listings last year to date were 178 cancellations, and this year it is 182 canceled listings, and that's an increase of only 2% year over year. Okay, my favorite and yours, I suspect, are the closed sales. This is a very meaningful indicator for our marketplace. In terms of condominiums, closed sales year to date for this time last year was 55 closed sales. By contrast, this year we've only had 35 closed sales of luxury condominiums in our marketplace. That is a decline of 36%. In single-family homes, last year by this time we had 153 closed sales. This year we've had 145, and that's a decline of only 5%. All things considered, not too bad. So what does this mean to you, my friends? Okay, so this week we have 456 active luxury listings in Boca Raton, and that is week over week only a difference of about 2%. So our inventory remains remarkably stable, all things considered. In our luxury condominium sector, all the leading indicators that could potentially affect price are moving. Interestingly, I think they're balancing out. I mean, so far we are seeing that they're balancing out and prices are stable. So the big ones are new contracts are down 31%, our closed sales are down 36%. That is significant. And then when we pair that with an increase week over week and year over year of inventory, it's a little startling like that there may be an inventory buildup. However, our saving grace has been that our cancellations are keeping pace to compensate with all of this. So as of this week, we are 71% up year over year in terms of canceled, expired, withdrawn listings. And at one point we were as high as 91% in terms of cancellations. That's several weeks back now. That had me think that we might be running into an inventory shortage here. But the slower pace of cancellations paired with some of the other metrics I've mentioned leads me to believe that condos are going to remain pretty stable. Now, don't be confused. We are absolutely going to see fewer sales this year than we did last year. That's going to be a given, especially as we make our way into Q3 and then forward to Q4. But so far, all leading indicators show prices should be pretty stable and our inventory should stay relatively balanced. In single-family homes in that sector, last week I reported that many real estate professionals, myself included, are reporting we're busier than ever with all of the people coming down from high-density urban areas in the Northeast, particularly Manhattan. I have people coming from Chicago, Boston. I mean, it's really just gangbusters right now in terms of an influx of out-of-area buyers. Very, very grateful how connected we are to the Northeast. So this week when I saw inventory, new listings coming to market, literally double week over week, I was like very excited, like, okay, we're gonna get some fresh new inventory. However, the new listings signed week over week quadrupled. So all signs point to in single family luxury homes here in Boca Raton, we are headed headfirst into an inventory shortage. We're not quite there, but we are seeing many, many indicators, leading indicators of a forthcoming seller's market. Prices are very stable. I put something in contract last week at exactly asking price within a few days of being on market. And last year they failed to sell the same house at that price. So it is definitely going to be an interesting couple of quarters coming up in terms of reduced inventory in the single family sector, creating ever more demand. I predict that we are going to see some price increases toward the end of Q3 and into Q4. Okay, so those are my conclusions for week 26. If you are intensely curious and you would like to see the full report, absolutely head on over to the webpage pinkpalm.com/report. And if you'd like to talk about your personal situation, I'm super easy to find by phone. You can call or text 561-500-PINK. That's my phone number. Yeah, it really is. So give me a call. I'd be happy to speak to you about your personal situation. Thanks again for watching. I'm Rochelle Lecavalier, bringing you the very best of Boca Raton luxury real estate. See you next time. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Right over here, there's a button that says subscribe. Pretty self-explanatory. Hit that button, subscribe, and just next door there's a bell. Click that as well, and you will be notified each and every time I upload a new video. We have the series Tuesday Tours, we have Boca 360, and all sorts of market reports and other useful information for you about the Boca Raton luxury real estate market.
If you have a few minutes, I hope you'll stick around and check out a couple more of my videos. After all, I made them for you. Right here, it's a Tuesday Tours episode, and just here, a market report. I'm Rochelle Lecavalier, bringing you the very best of Boca Raton luxury real estate. Hope to see you soon.